Hi, welcome to the sequencing aspect of our consulting, coaching, and collaboration. One of the things we look at here is there's many things you can do in life that will get you the result you want. They may not always work out the same unless you do them in a certain order. There's certain orders that have to happen and there's other ones that are flexible. In sequencing, what we look at is, could I go serve a pie and then bake it and then go shop for the ingredients for it, and then train a chef on how to serve pies, and then build a kitchen for pies, and then have a successful restaurant? Sure, you could do all those things, but probably not in that order. There's a logical order typically in a lot of things that has to happen a certain way, and then there's other things that are give and take. So what we want to do is have anything that has to be in sequence first, and then you can take and group those and move them around, and you've got adjustable modules, but there might only be 3 or 4 things you're playing with, so it only takes 5 minutes instead of 9 hours. That's one of the fastest things to leverage time, to get all your sequences first that have to be there, and then all your options are clear from there. But if you don't do that first, you're working with all these options that ultimately the iterations just go on forever. You'll never actually realize your solution. You never reach the actual goal. So get everything that has to occur in a time sequence in order exactly as much as possible, and then reorder everything from there in big blocks. So kind of like on a computer, you might grab things and put them into whole systems and have them sitting there, and then all you have to do is move 3 or 4 systems around. You don't have to move every single part of every system all the time. So what we would look at is a typical order that is going to work for almost any project you're working on is, what is the project? That's the first key. Then there's the why. Because it's good to do that as long as that's a really decent reason to do it. If it isn't, then that's not it. Now with the what and the why comes the who. Because we can do almost anything in life, but we have to decide who we're going to do it with. It's very hard if you go out and start with the who and then do the what and why later. If you go to the what and that's clear and the why is clear, now it's just a matter of who's best at it. This is the criteria that's very easy to look at, because are you the best at it? Let's find out. If not, then you're not the right who. Because we know the what and why so clearly, the who naturally comes out of that. Now we can decide the when. Because everything is basically going to happen no matter how we do it. It's just going to take longer or shorter. So if we want to do it in 5 minutes, that's a different plan than if it takes 9 years. But typically what happens is we're looking at a 3-month plan versus a 6-month plan or something like that. The way to get it closer to 3-month is to be crystal clear on the what, the why, and that the who is already proven. We don't have to guess if the who has done it. They've already done it again and again and again. It's been proven, it's been tracked, it's been verified by third parties neutral to us that that is the best person in the world at it. That's how you get a project done fast. That's the key to the critical path. Then the when is very compact and right on the horizon. As soon as everything else is ready to go, the when starts to show up and we're just adjusting the when. Now we get into the how. This is where the how comes in, and it basically says, well, depending on the when you pick is the how. If it's by 5 minutes from now, that's an incredibly intense how. That's really, really difficult. Maybe 2 people in the world can do that. If the when is by a week, there may be 30, 40 we could pick from. And if the when is 6 months from now, there's probably thousands of people that could do it in that time frame. The difference between a gold medalist and a silver medalist in the Olympics is about a millionth of a second quite often. So the only difference in the really high caliber people is who can actually bring it in the best. You don't always need a gold medalist to work with you, but if you want it done the fastest, that's what it requires. And now we look at where we're going to apply that, and then we get down to which specific scenario we're going to start in. This is the critical path laid out in the sequence that you'll actually have to lay it out in.